Hello, everyone. My name's Ethan Oliver Sherwood. We're going to go over week 4 assignment. Um, and for this one, there's a few steps that we have to get through. So for step 1, or task 1, it says to create an array of integer called ages that contains following values 3, 9, 23, 64, 28, 28, 93. So as you can see here, underneath task 1, I have the integers labeled out for those numbers. And then 1a states say programmatically subtract the value of the first element in the array from the value of the last element in the array. I do not use ages in your code. Print the result to the console. Um, so here we go. We see difference 1 equals ages length, ages dot length minus 1 minus ages 0, system printout difference or colon plus difference 1. Um, and then 1AB, or I guess 1B, create a new array of integer called ages2 with 9 elements. Ages2 will be longer than excuse me, ages array and have more elements. So as you can see, I have the command there for ages2. I equals integer, the math random times 100. And then for 1b2, repeat the subtraction from 1a. So here we did ages2 dot length minus 1 minus ages2 0. And that'll print out the difference in ages2 plus difference 2. And then for 1 C, we have create an array of string called names that contain the following values: Sam, Tommy, Tim, Sally, Buck, and Bob, so on. Oh, wait, that's number 2. Sorry, for 1C, use a loop to iterate through the array to calculate the average age. So here for 1C, you can see double sum equals 0 for integer age to ages, sum plus or equals to age. And then we will do a double variable average age equals sum divided by ages dot length. And that's going to print out the average age plus average age. So now for task number 2, create an array of string for the names. For all the names, total numbers equals 0, and then it's going to print them out. And then use a loop to iterate through the array to calculate the average number of letters per name. You can see the double average letters equals double total letters divided by names dot length. And then B is a loop to iterate through the array to go through all the names together, separated by spaces, and print results to the console. So that's what it's doing here. In 2B, so it's going to string together, and then we're going to string the names to names, concatenated appended name dot appended. And that's going to print that out right here. And then for task 3, how do you access the last element of an array? We have system out, last element of array, plus ages length minus 1. So I just did the last array that I used in here. And then task 4 is to access the first element of an array is 0. So task 5, create a new array of integers called name length. Excuse me again, my apologies. It's pretty late over here. Integer name length equals new integer name dot length. And then we need to create a for integer I equals 0, I is less than names dot length, I plus plus. And that'll give you the name lengths array. For number 6, write a loop to iterate over the name lengths array to calculate the sum of all the elements in the array. So integer sum of name lengths equals 0. For integer length to name lengths, sum of name length plus equals length, And it's going to print out the sum of the name links plus the sum of the name links. That'll give us the correct formula there. And then for task 7, create a string to print hello, hello, hello. Actually, I think flip that one real fast. Um, oh, I'll have to print that because I was playing with it earlier because I couldn't remember if there was a space in between hello, hello, hello or not. But so we're going to use a concatenated word n times hello. We're going to do it for 3 times. And it's going to print out hello 3 times to the console. Task 8, write a method that takes 2 strings, first and last name, and returns a full name. So task 8, um, create full name John Doe, and that's going to print the name John Doe to the console. And then task 9, write a method that takes an array of integers and returns true if the sum of all integers of the array is greater than 100. So 30 plus 60 plus 20 is greater than 100. So whenever I run this through the console, it'll show us true for task 9. And then task 10, write a method that takes an array of double and returns the average of all elements in the array. So we're going to do double array, 10.5, 20.5, 30.5. Excuse me. Then we're going to print out the average double array on that. And that'll give us the double and return the average of all the elements. And then for task 11, write a method that takes 2 arrays of a double and returns it true if average of the elements in the first array is greater than the average of the elements in the second array. Excuse me again, my apologies. Task 11. So this is the method that we were going to do. We take 2 arrays of double and return them to true. So whenever I print this, it will show up true over here if the first array is indeed greater than the average of the second array, which looking at that, it should. And then task 12, write a method called will by drink. Add will by drink. It looks like some of mine may have doubled up here. I'll have to double check that, but before I submit it. But that's okay. For task 12, system out, will by drink true if if it is hot outside and the money is greater than 15, or I guess I need to change that. It looks like it is 10.50 here. It looks like I put 15.0. So I'll have to go back and tweak that. So wait, it's right here. So it looks like some of my things here may have doubled up and I may have messed up on some of them. Because again, it is 4:30 in the morning. So I'll clean it up before I submit that. But then step 13 or task 13, create a method of your own that solves a problem and then comment out what it does and why I created this. So for task 13, I created a factorial of a non-negative integer. Factorial of a non-negative integer. N is the product of all positive integers less or equal. So for example, 5 equals 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 times, or equals 120. So for that, we did public static integer factorial integer n. If n is less than 0, then we're going to throw no illegal argument exception. Input must be a non-negative integer. If n equals 0 or n equals 1, it will return 1. Integer 1 or integer results equals 1 for integer I equals 2. Integer less than equal to n. And then it'll return that result. So the explanation for it, as I put right here, this method calculates the factorial of a non-negative integer. It takes first integer n as input. It first checks the input is non-negative. If it's a negative, it throws an ill argument exception. If n is 0 or 1, it returns 1 as a factorial of 0 and 1 is 1. Otherwise, it initializes the results to 1. It iterates from 2 to n, multiplying each integer with results. And finally, it returns the computed factorial value. I created this method because the factorial calculation is a common mathematical operation, and having a reusable method for it can simplify and improve readability. So here I will go ahead and run this to the console so we can go through. Whoops. So as we can see here for test number 1, create all the names, create difference, integer difference, difference in age is 2. For 1b is 51. The average age is 1c. That's going to be 28.75. Hello, hello, hello. So I will have to go back and figure out where I put that space at. Or it's right there. So I'll just go ahead. And let's rerun that. So hello, hello, hello. See there, that is fixed. That is correct now. So then for I believe it was the print for true. So this is 12, 13, or 12, 11. So yes. So if it is will buy drink, if it is hot outside, Boolean hot outside, true, false, double money in pocket, return is hot outside, and money in pocket is greater than 1050. That printed to true. The public static Boolean is average greater than double array 1 and double array 2. It's going to return the calculated average of array 1 greater than calculated average of array 2. And that did print true as well for task 11, like it said to. It returns true. And then for task number 9, which is run a method that takes an array of an integer and returns true if the sum of the integer in the array is greater than 100. So as we can see, it does print out as true on there as well. So like I said, I'll get this cleaned up before I submit it. Make sure everything's nice, neat, and compressed down to where it all needs to be and situated. But thank you so much for your time. I hope you enjoyed watching.